drinking greens, it's like you start to see the energy in food. You start to see the prana and the life force, if you want to call it that. And you start choosing or making better choices in what to eat because you know there's a long-term connection to your gut, your microbiome, all the things, your hormones. And when you feel this good just drinking green juice, it's like, what else is there? I think the biggest risk to doing a juice cleanse or even a fast in general is physical death because you feel so good that you're not getting enough calories. I mean, I get it. I've gone longer than 7 days before. And for every day that you fast, you're opening up a chakra. So at day 7, your whole crown's opened up and you're just feeling the heaven realm come into your field. And it's like, there's no experience like it. Can't even explain it. You
Amazing.
have so much oxytocin. You are literally a walking hug everywhere you go. You just want to give love to everybody.
I love that. That's a really great way to explain it. So then when did you start Organifi?
So again, it was turning a scar into a star. We were getting about 16 million hits organically a month on Facebook when organic reach was like powerful, right? I was posting 3-4 blog posts a day. I built a media channel. I was filming 2 videos a week, a Mindset Monday and a Saturday strategy. Mindsets were important because I wanted to impact people's mindsets more than their nutrition. Because if you don't have the mind for it, then you're never going to have the nutrition. So we did that. And then all of a sudden, organic reach died. So for first month, I had 8 employees. I lost like 40 grand in revenue because I was selling a digital course, $97 a month with a $37 a month membership. And I had thousands of members per month, like 4,000 members. And it was easy because when you're getting 16 million views a month, it's like at a 0.0026 conversion rate, you're still crushing life.
For sure.
So I was doing that. And then the organic reach just fell out. So first month lost 40 grand, next month another 40, next month 50 grand, next month like another 50 grand. So for 9 months in a row, I lost over $500,000 in revenue. And that's all I had saved up. I was living like a poor person. I was living in my 800 square foot condo. All my money was going towards the business. And it's like, okay, what do we do? Like we have to become marketers and we probably need a physical product
Right.
because something that can sit on the shelf is more powerful than something that maybe somebody will consume mentally and then just disregard it. Most of the books we buy as human beings just sit on the shelf. We don't implement, we don't read them or anything. So
Totally.
I'm like, what kind of superfood supplement, real food, organic, with ancient Ayurvedic technology can we create that's better than anything on the market? And I had emailed my list previous, like 3 months before that. And we did really well selling a green superfood. So I'm like, well, this just makes sense. We just need to make something better that
Right.
potentially will be organic, right? Will be vegan, gluten-free, and now it's glyphosate residue free as well. How can we do that? So we created it. I bought 3,000 units and it was a Hail Mary. When I first made my first post, I waited around for like 3 hours. And then all of a sudden, I remember Deborah in Nebraska bought Organifi green juice. And I was like, whoa, we sold one for like
Awesome.
$67, right? And then sure enough, waited around for another hour. There was like 2 or 3 more sales. And I'm like, okay, at this rate, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep the doors open. And we had like a come to Jesus moment with everybody on the team and we got grateful for each other. And then sure enough, we sold out within the next 24 hours of 3,000
Huge.
units. And then we sold
Wow.
out 5 more times after that over the next week. So we ended up selling like 100,000 units of Organifi green juice in a very short period of time because of the content, because of the information we were giving out for free. We were charging nothing for this information. And that was 7 years ago. And now we have 12 SKUs today. We're all over the world and we're just, it's cool reading the reviews on Amazon and on our website of people's lives that have been changed from it.
For sure. Well, I mean, you're one of our podcast sponsors and we're in such alignment with what you guys create. I'm obsessed with the Organifi Harmony. That one's my favorite. I love it. I'm so happy you guys launched that one. Did you envision this initially with Organifi?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to impact people mentally, spiritually, physically, all the things. And I knew it would be big. I actually thought, for whatever reason, I actually thought we'd be further along than we are right now. So maybe call me like radical or like, I kind of have like a little OCD, maybe a perfectionist a little bit. So I'm like, and I'm a futurist. So I'm seeing into the future. So my team, I'll come up with an idea and 4 years ago. And then today we'll finally be implementing it. I'm like, hey guys, like this was an idea 4 years ago. Like we got to close the gap on time and space. So there's that. I envisioned it, but yes, I think there is something to being a visionary and then the reality, the realist versus the visionary. It's a real thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to when you were saying like the organic reach died, was that just because that was just what was happening in the online space and algorithms and all like,
100%. Yeah,
okay.
Facebook algorithm went towards ads because
Yes.
there was more, they became public and they had investors and all these other things. So yeah, it was no longer the day of having organic traffic like that.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
So we had to become marketers, which is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
So, switching gears a bit, I really want to talk a little bit about spirituality and where this fits into the health equation. You know, when we think about health, there's so many pieces that make up the puzzle from like sleep and nutrition and relationships and stress and spirituality being one of those. Like, where do you see that fitting into the health equation?
I think it's number one, the most important thing for me personally. I think if we're not connected to our spirit, if we're disconnected from that, then that extra life force, that extra chi or whatever we want to call it, it's we just become machine men and machine women. But starting your day in prayer or starting your day in meditation, there's nothing like it. It really, especially as an entrepreneur, it really takes the piggy off your back because I've always said this, like God is my business partner. So it has
Mm,
nothing to do with the limited, finite personal sense of Drew. It's always me turning within. It's always me getting on my knees praying. It's always me asking my father, what can I do? This is our business. How can I handle this situation?
right.
And because of that, I think I've been protected in a lot of different, well, all of them essentially. Breakdowns turn into breakthroughs or scars turn into stars always
For
because of
sure.
that reliance. And I think when I drift off, you'll start to see the business drift off a little bit. And it's always a reflection. So I think the spiritual realm creates the mental realm, and the mental realm creates the physical 3D realm. So playing in those quadrants is super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I always say I'm on God's time. Like when I find myself in this like state of fear or trying to force something to happen, I'm always just like,
Yeah.
you know what? I need to let go of this timeline and I'm on God's time. I'm on, yeah. So that's the thing I always say to myself.
Yeah. God is your business partner.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it's like not my will, but thy will. And it's a real thing. I think people get so caught up in their personality and they forget that they have access to omniscience. Like just, hey, just go within, go into that still small voice. And if you make time for that every day, all the right business moves, all the right people, contacts, connections, unseen places, situations will open up always.